If you want to keep quiet, let your mind know that that which is not touched by the time and the space has no form. It has no form, no particular form. Consequently, it has all the forms. But let the mind surrender to that. That it has no shape that gives the occasion to keep quiet, not to hook at the mind. Any question? You know very well that it is a common space for it. So what did you read or what did you hear? Or what did you experience during this week? Hmm? Yes, please.
Right, I hesitated sharing it because it's kind of personal. But I've seen that the psyche, the mind, is just made to hide some utmost vulnerability. You know? Like the individual or the one who think he is
The person.
Separated, you would say. Is just very insecure and is trying to do a lot of things just to hide it, do things, and so on.
Yeah, you speak of your personality.
Yeah. And I also realize that if you want, the psyche is just built around to hide it or not to touch this part of vulnerability. And
so you want to touch it?
yes, this was the point, in fact, because I thought that my question came in the mind was, why is this touch now? And
because it's like a tsunami, you see, there are waves, etc. But then the tsunami is really under, I don't know anything about science, I just make up. It's under current, which is so strong that it removes all the qualities of which we knew. That's Satsang. Satsang stirs up what is too much. That's why it happens. But then you know what is too much. It's a particular shape of it, so it's not it. It's not it. See?
But this was very clear, it was not it, because sometimes the me is not there. So when the me is not there, there is...
It's a shape.
Well, there is nothing. I mean, really... You know.
It's a shape, listen to me.
You mean the me?
The no me. Like, you see, but this is the trap of the investigations of the seeker. You see, he arrives in experiences he didn't have before, and he describes and it's right, he can have this experience of, oh, I'm not there, no me, it's so, I have no idea now, but all those absolute qualities, you see. And then as it's a discovery, and it looks, because it's so intimate to the rising eye, the rising thought, that it looks more real than the rest. So you have to know that the no shape I mentioned before, let the mind surrender that it has no shape, but it's an indication. Because what is, who can say if it is empty or full? That's why it is said emptiness and fullness, isn't it? So. But where does it lead you?
You ask what we experience while you were away, so I shared it.
Yeah. So now you know where to place it.
Well,
whatever you experience is the person.
No, I fully agree, there is no way, in fact.
I heard that from long ago from one poor Winang. There is no way.
There is no way also, you say where to place it, yes. No, I don't, in fact, and I'm not even seeking for it. You know, so I can't place it.
Yeah, sure. Yes, okay. Then keep quiet. You speak a bit louder.
I will try to speak
Yeah.
louder. I have a question in regards to detachment at the same time as honoring that we are incarnated.
That you are what?
Incarnated.
Honoring that you are what?
Incarnated.
Incarnated.
Yes. My question.
We have honored that since myriads of years.
So should we stop doing it?
I mean, you should not, but it may come to you to say, oh, maybe it's enough. And then you search something else.
But I wonder, in the search of something else, how do we still play the incarnation? Can you speak to that?
Oh, there is such a natural intelligence that it goes by itself. Much better than when you interfere personally, I tell you.
So following the detachment.
Mm-hmm.
So your invitation is to not even try to be a special incarnation, but just to detach?
You try not to consider the incarnation at all for a moment. Just a moment. Because you see, an incarnation is the way you describe yourself. And what does it mean? Everything which is born, you call it your incarnation, your personal incarnation. Okay, but then you can describe it. Really? Isn't it? You can describe your incarnation, otherwise you would not speak about. And what you describe, is it not an object? Like?
It's a moving object. It's a changing object.
Yeah, but then in Satsang we are busy with the subject. The subject. Who is the subject? If you catch it, it becomes an object.
Yes.
So.
I think I got lost at some point in detaching. And I didn't know the
The
balance.
mind gets lost, it's an experience because for a moment it doesn't know where to catch, what to catch. It's a blessed moment. It's not lost. Finally you may remove your efforts.
Okay.
You see, what is pointed out is will never be attained by someone, because it's it looks it's there. It's always available when you are not busy with the mind. So whatever we can know or feel or sense or experience looks like a step out, a step farther. That's why there is a search, because that fake but looks like real step farther gives you the feeling, oh, I am separate. I feel frustrated, not full, or something is lacking. Actually, it is because of a landing somewhere. Yeah. Is it me? Is it me? No. No. So a landing somewhere. Like the search, you see it's a landing on the fact to be a seeker, having a search. It's landing on the I is a seeker now. We do that all our life generally, changing roles, changing shapes, changing description. So when you speak of detachment, it is not somebody who will become detached by so many practices or understandings of things, because then you become a detached person. And then what do you do now with that person? That's a problem, huh? Mm. Yeah. So here is a perfect moment to ask, who is this person? How do I call it in a more intimate way? I. And it includes, when we say I, generally, I am what I am this body-mind. So you remove the quality of it. How long I stays? Here you get quiet. And what will appear is what will appear, somebody attached or somebody detached. It's not in your hand. It has nothing to do.
Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
I just thought I'd say something. I enjoy. It's like the thing of being a seeker. It's like sometimes I don't know if I am a seeker or not really, but sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I enjoy the the world and the physicality and
Sure,
the
me
presence.
too. Yeah, sure.
And I kind of forget everything about my presence. I lose awareness, and other times I think, oh yeah, and then I listen to somebody, and then I think, oh yes, that's it. This is. I'm kind of this helps me. This helps me. So it's a kind of a going from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I don't know who the hell I am, but it's like, it feels like something's happening to me sometimes, and sometimes I have to make the effort. So it feels I'm kind of in a liminal state sometimes, this sort of going from seeing this and enjoying it. Being an artist, I love the colours and the shapes, and I get lost in it. And sometimes, so it's like pulling back. It feels like I'm pulling back from that.
Okay,
Getting
okay.
lost into it. Yeah.
Have you any search about it, or it's all right?
It's all fine. Yeah. I'm watching, I suppose.
You came from London to tell me this. You can go at any time.
I make you laugh.
I see a few new faces. Be free to, if you come to Satsang, it means you are cooked and you enjoy Satsang, or you search. And then if you search, tell me what is the motto of your search. Tell me something about you. Satsang is for that. It appears to remove what's too much, even though one may not know it's too much. But one may suffer or may feel that's not enough. So don't hesitate.
I'm sorry, what does it mean to search?
The one who searches knows very well, because he's troubled by his search. It's a big trouble. Big trouble. You can't overcome it unless you hear you're not even a seeker. Why do you define yourself as a seeker? Does the search remains alone without the seeker? I ask you.
Well, I don't know if I'm a seeker or not.
What brings you to Satsang, for example?
Curiosity.
Uh-huh. And that curiosity had the shape of a sentence or what you asked me?
No, I was wondering who you are, what is it for, what
Yeah.
do people get out
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. One doesn't want to be a seeker, but a seeker may appear suddenly in their life, very young or late, doesn't matter. Everybody is a seeker, in fact, born searching for something to be happy or peaceful, isn't it?
Yes.
But the seeker of the Satsang, they're a bit a strange species, because probably, and it's often the case, they've been kicked a lot by the object of their search and the fulfillment of frustration that the object of the search gave them. So in the end, they ask, their search is no more objective or less objective. And up to the point where they ask, after all this happens to me, but I don't even know who I am. Who am I? And then you can have answers, oh, I'm like this, but then the vicious circle of search continues because you are busy with the mind only. And it's answers that you know already. You may discover new answers, but the new answers will have a limit at some point, so we will search another answer. You don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm kind of a seeker in that regard.
Yeah.
Call myself an explorer.
Yeah.
I would say not a seeker. But it's true that the more I know, the more I realize that,
It's not enough.
it's not enough. It's never enough.
Exactly. So I'm afraid you will become that species. But welcome to the tribe.
So I understand I will be cured.
You will not define yourself only as a seeker or no seeker or whatever. You will be freed to need a description.
I guess. Okay, fine.
Because if you allow yourself to be freed from description, it's because you have seen radically, or not yet radically, that every description will lead you to the limit of what you experience, and again you will search then better or more. You see? More or less.
So is the goal not describing oneself or not thinking about oneself? Or what's the...
But you see, you speak of oneself in which terms? In terms that you can describe. It's the person I see, that is what you call yourself. Yeah? Okay. So I wonder, from where do you know this? From where? Because that is I. Then you confuse yourself. I say, maybe not for you, but you confuse yourself for what you know, what appears, and what will disappear one day. Yeah? So this I, still, if you ask, but who is this I who thinks he is the body and so on, you may suddenly be aware that you have a body. You are not a body. You see?
Okay, so the goal is to transcend duality and realize that, I don't exist in a way that I think I do. Yeah?
Yeah, but I would not speak of transcendence. Yeah. It's just here, so when you don't put a shape.
I personally had mystical experiences of transcending duality. I also had past life experiences. So, I know there's more to me than what's sitting
you
here.
see.
But at the same time, I guess we constantly need to remind ourselves, because an experience is just an experience.
Exactly, my dear. It's exactly that. But you see, that experience you had, it's when you didn't touch your mind. So, at any time now, you are free not to touch your mind.
So it's about keeping the mind at bay. Isn't it?
I don't know that word.
It's holding it still, or maybe not using it more than required.
He always asks more the mind. have your answer?
No, I guess I got my answer to a degree. I was just wondering why are we here, and now I know better, I guess. But I think many people have different paths and different questions.
Sure,
so
sure,
it's-
they will ask you, don't worry. And if they are not happy here, they are somewhere else. Sure, this is it's normal.
There's good ginger lemon tea. for sure.
Yeah.
So can we pass it?
Hello, thank you for
Hello.
this space. Sort of based on the idea of the past two gentlemen, I think of myself not as a seeker, but as a player.
A failure.
A player. And there's a negative sense of the word player, but I don't mean it in that way. But
So you enjoy the life.
I totally love my life. I totally enjoy being
I'm
here.
very happy for you.
And I'm happy to, when I get myself in trouble, I remember who I really am.
You remember what?
Who I really am.
And what is it?
Nothing. Nothing of this world. And I'm here to play in this world. And I so enjoy it. I enjoy surprises. Yet I know I created the surprise and hid it for myself so I could be surprised. And it's just a lovely playground, this whole world. It's just, I love
I'm
traveling.
happy for
I
you.
love-
You take things like this.
What's
So
that?
it means you don't search anymore. You found what is for you.
Yes and no,
Why?
because there's so many more things to find that I've put out there for me myself to find. And it's just, I don't know what I would do. You mentioned earlier that maybe at some point, we've done it so many millions of times that we would want to do something else. But it seems like every time in every new life, I am doing something else. I'm doing something newly to play in this stage of life. And it's lovely.
But you found what you wanted to live or to be. It looks to me. So there is no question. You know, if there is no question, I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
I can listen to you, sure, I do.
Yeah.
But I don't see a question there. Is there a question? Do you miss anything?
No,
Good luck, my
I
dear.
don't miss anything. I was asked that question recently. I just left the Camino and someone says, well, would you miss me? And I said, no. And it sounds like a harsh thing to say, but one face of God leaves and I turn around and there's 10 more. And every time I turn around, there's more things to see, more things to explore, more things to experience.
And do you need to explore more, or it's just by joy?
It's totally by joy.
I have less and less to tell you.
But I enjoy coming here because of the space and the feelings and the ideas, and it's all more exploration. I just love it. Thank you so much.
And because you don't beat it with a stick. Because if you were beating people with a stick, they would come less.
They will
Or
not come, I tell
You
you.
will not get true seekers.
But don't think that I have sugar. There is no teaching if there is no demand. Do you know that?
There's no teaching.
If there is no demand, there is no teaching. It's not a mission. I think. I believe. No, I trust.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
So,
Maybe they will enjoy everybody if you take the mic.
so from your
My point of view.
okay, so this is from your perspective, why do we suffer disease, for example, in this lifetime?
Why? I don't go there. Oh, to know.
You know, because it is a problem. You can be all smart and not seeking, and you can still be sick, for example, or die.
No, but no doubt about it. You see, the body itself is a disease.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask you, once the gentleman over there says that he feels happy?
But you ask him then.
No, it's because I wonder what you experience. I would love...
I have no idea because I don't try or need to make it an experience.
So it's like... It's all
It's not
flowing
like.
through you.
It's not like.
Do you experience absence of thought?
I can experience presence of thoughts and absence of thoughts. Sure. Like anybody else. It's not about a certain state of mind, you see. It's not about. States of mind go on changing. Even every day when you go to sleep, you can have achieved anything. Everything goes. So we know that states are ephemeral, temporal in time. And if you ask who am I and don't put any answer in time, you just remain where the question disappears. Who am I is not to get an answer as the mind thinks, because who am I is a question of the mind still, yet a subjective question, a unique one. And that question is solved when finally you are not curious or when you don't need an answer.
there's something to say, but it's like contradictory, so I don't know if I can formulate it. From my experience, what I see, like I used to come here and then I go,
Yeah.
you know. I sit here close to you and I can see things become very clear.
Yeah.
My mind becomes very clear. Everything that arises, it's seen in a different light. I go, it's all good. I cannot say I'm seeking or I'm discontent. But then when I come back again, it's like a mirror that shows me, like, where were you?
Yes, yes. You know why? Because your focus is on what is seen. What is seen. Your focus is on what is seen. And that, when you come from Satsang, let's say, where the mind has not been taken so much seriously as reality, it's a reminder. It gives a flavor for a while to the mind. So you can go from here and you feel, as you said, exactly, it's said quite well, and you remember also, but you remember what you lived becomes a remembrance, and remembrance is in time, so less and less it will be vivid remembrance. It's all that because your focus was on what is seen, so you didn't tell yourself like that, but then you became the witness. And it's a witness too much, because to see what? When you are quiet is when you are not watching, especially anything. Let things appear or not, but you have a moment. I speak of moments. You have a moment where you don't watch. You are the seer in a way. And that looks like not touched by the time or circumstances. So be vigilant. Wherever you are, offer yourself a moment of not seeing. Not to create this rising witness. It's time now, because you see that part of, it's not this, it's not that, this is the mind. That clarity which was needed for a while, a very good tool, but it's also an hindrance because it's the mind which is clear. The mind has knowledge. Now you have to give up everything, because what is doesn't need the help of anything to be.
Yeah, I see that vigilance was lacking, but in a way, I didn't want to be particularly anything, not even vigilant.
No, but when I say vigilant, I don't speak of the mind being vigilant now.
I hear you now.
Yeah, vigilant is just to be. It's a way to say, just be. Yeah. That defies the time. It doesn't need even to be remembered by the mind. Yet, no doubt, if one is too much, because some circumstances are like too much, remembrance is a good tool. I would say in a different way than the Zen say, the mountain is a mountain first. Second, the mountain is no more a mountain. Third, the mountain is a mountain. So I would use the word I know first. Then I don't know first. No, I wanted to say I don't know first. I don't know anything, I'm ignorant. I know second. Third, I don't know. You don't need knowledge here. The first I don't know makes you search eventually, and the third I don't know, which is exactly the same but doesn't make you search.
I would like to ask something about this vigilance for a moment.
Okay.
Because when my mind goes into any direction of searching or thinking about this particular direction,
Yeah.
there's a stop in that to go into that direction, so it doesn't continue for a while and then it comes back again.
So there is a stop. You say there is a stop.
Yes.
Yeah. Then keep quiet there. Why do you ask further? If you ask further, it's the mind which reappears, and the mind itself said stop.
That's why I'm asking, because I think I'm still in this realm of the witness.
Yeah. Yes. That's why I try to tell you, sure. So if you know you are the witness doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you speak about the witness. Now you keep quiet. Even if this mechanism repeats itself for a while, you know what it is. It's the mind, habit of the mind. Don't worry, it fades away. You see, keeping quiet is just to be freed from the tyranny of being busy with something in the mind. Even if the mind reappears busy, that you know or not, but you know profoundly that anyway it will pass. So when it passes, where are you? You have never been anywhere. Don't be tyrannized by the mind which makes you believe something else. This is it. Huh? Tyranny of the mind is to make you so convinced that an idea is what you have to search for.
May I ask, because I see that I immediately fall back at this position.
You see. Don't. Once you see, drop it. Once you see, drop it. Like this, there is no tyranny of the mind. The mind reappears, okay, disappears, goes on changing. But the tyranny is that if you follow it, follow. The mind is directions, you risings. Yeah? You agree with that?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Sometimes like this. It's not about that. It's not about what is seen. It's not about what is seen. That you cannot control.
Because when you said before you were not a witness, somehow it, or when you said you see it, I don't know what happened, but
That was good what happened. Yeah.
but to
But is from where? This but is from where? You can tell afterwards, but I want you to know this but comes from where? Tell it. From the mind. From the mind. Why do you go there? The mind will not solve it. It's when you keep quiet, not looking at the mind, that it is solved. Spot the mind, spot the mind, spot the mind. When you forgot to spot the mind, you were, you see it, spot the mind. Fast, nothing happened. It's simple. When I say spot the mind, it can create maybe a confusion with the witness. When I say spot the mind, you see, it's from where you are, you've been engaged, suddenly the disengagement happens, and you see, oh, what a mind. That's it. That's it. Enough to just remain where you always have been, without being somebody. Because the witness, I think, now I see speaking of you to you, is that when you are expecting to see all the time the mind, oh that's it, oh that's it, oh that's it. In time, then something rises as a witness. Here, it's not expected that the mind appears all the time. So every time is fresh. You don't need to spot anything. Or naturally, when you have been too much engaged, for example, identify the sin of spirituality. When you have been identified, anyway, it is a span of life, it goes. And that makes you wake up, oh, that was the mind. Nothing wrong, nothing happens. It's different, it's different. You're not a witness. You're yourself. Yeah, sure.
Hello.
Hello.
I always think that I'm not going to have a question and then,
Yeah.
and then it pops up. So, I need to use the mind. Like if I have to do a task, if I have a question or I need an answer to something, I need to ask a question and decide, make decisions. My question is, how do I define when those answers are correct or in line, or when they're bullshit?
For what you are, they are all bullshit. for the life, that's very relative values.
I'm on my own there, or is there?
Huh?
I didn't get.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm on my own.
If you are in the world, everybody has his own ethics, his own values. That's very personal. But I don't think we have an emphasis on personal life in Satsang. We have rather trying to see if a personal life is all what we are. It appears, it disappears. It's very funny anyway, because everybody, I'm sure, has this experience, but he doesn't know the value of it. You were a child, you are aware of yourself, as we speak, and then you are an adult, and you cannot have the reference of your body because it changed so much, nor of your mind because it changed so much of opinions and all that, and still there is no mistake, it's yourself. What is it? It's not a body, nor is a mind.
I'm thinking now, these decisions that I sometimes think are so important
Sure.
probably aren't that important.
I mean, I don't enter here because it's up to you to make them important or not, isn't it? It's your personal life, isn't it? Oh, what is it?
I always wish for some for you to say something that will be, oh yeah, okay, that'll, it's a solution, but it always brings me back further into my, oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's just more dealing with.
I'm not good to advise about personal life, you know. I'm not so good.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
I wish you good luck. So, time. A last question or saying? Yeah, take the mic.
It's something about control. Yeah. I don't know what the question is, but I can see that there is this control in me and refusing somehow, trying to let go, refusing to let go, and it's like a kind of a, I don't know, busyness of some sort.
Yeah, the mind is busy, so don't look at it, whatever it does, it's not interesting. Where are you? Don't look at it.
No.
Thank you. That's available at any time. It's a belief to think one is tyrannized by the mind. It's a belief. No doubt, as long as we live, the mind reappears and appears and disappears. But never you have been tyrannized. It was a belief. It's okay. So, thank you very much.